Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to equip you with one of the most powerful yet simple diagnostic tools in all of microeconomics. This isn't just abstract theory for a textbook. This is about understanding the fundamental reason why your business performance changes. It's about making the leap from a manager who just reacts to a leader who diagnoses and then acts with precision. So here's our game plan. We're going to treat this like a medical diagnosis. First, we'll present the symptom, what we're calling the manager's dilemma. Then I'll hand you the diagnostic tool itself. After that, we'll run that tool through two very different case files to see how it works in the real world. And finally, we'll discuss why getting that diagnosis right is absolutely critical to prescribing the right cure. All right, let's dive right in. I want you to imagine this scenario, because every single one of you, if you haven't already, will feel this in your career. You're looking at your numbers, your dashboard, and a key metric has suddenly fallen off a cliff. That feeling in the pit of your stomach? That's where we begin. Okay, so that email lands in your inbox. Occupancy is down 20%. The immediate gut reaction, it's panic, right? It's we have to do something now. Slash the prices, fire the marketing agency, launch a new promotion. But stop. Just stop. The most effective leaders know that action without diagnosis is just managerial malpractice. Your first and most important question is not, what should we do? It's, wait a minute, why did this happen? So how do we begin to answer that all-important why? This is where we introduce the framework. Think of this as your economic stethoscope. It's the tool that will let you listen to what the market is actually telling you and find the root cause of the issue. Now this, right here, is the heart of today's lesson. Confusing a shift with a movement is not some minor academic footnote. This single error is responsible for literally billions of dollars in wasted resources and failed strategies. It's like a doctor seeing a fever and not knowing whether to prescribe antibiotics for a bacterial infection or rest for a virus. The wrong choice isn't just ineffective, it can be incredibly damaging. Our job today is to make sure you never make that mistake. Okay, let's really break this down because this is the fundamental distinction. On the left, we have a movement along the curve. The keyword here is along. The only thing that can cause this is a change in your product's price. That's it. You are in control. Think of it like walking up and down a fixed path. The path itself doesn't change, just your position on it. Now look to the right, a shift of the curve. This is a whole different beast. This is caused by some external factor, anything other than your price. A new competitor, a change in consumer tastes, a new technology. The entire path, the whole relationship between your price and demand has been ripped up and moved somewhere else. Right. Theory is one thing, but let's make this real. We'll put our new tool to the test with our first case file. Let's call this scenario A, where the change is completely internal and self-inflicted. So let's look at the data. You made a conscious, tactical decision. You increased your price per night from 1 million to 1.5 million rupiah, a 50% hike. And what was the result? Predictably, your occupancy dropped. This is the law of demand playing out right in front of us. It's pure cause and effect. You pulled the price lever and the market responded exactly as expected along that stable demand curve. So what's our official diagnosis? This is a textbook, crystal clear example of a movement along the curve. We haven't changed the underlying demand for our hotel. All we've done is moved from a lower price point on that curve to a higher one. And this is the critical insight here. The basic desire for your hotel rooms, the competitive landscape, customer preferences, none of that has changed. The path is still in the exact same place. All that happened is that fewer customers were willing or able to walk that path at the new, higher price you set. And this is why the diagnosis is so powerful. Because it was a movement caused by your own price change, the solution is beautifully simple and symmetric. You hold the very lever that caused the problem. If the drop in occupancy is worse than the benefit from the higher price, the tactical fix is obvious. Adjust that same price lever back down. The problem and the solution are both contained within your pricing strategy. Okay, now let's pivot and look at a completely different situation. We're moving from a world where you act to a world where the world acts upon you. This is the world of strategy, not just tactics. Now pay very close attention to these numbers. This is where things get really interesting for a manager. Your price is unchanged. It's still 1 million rupiah. You haven't done a thing, and yet your occupancy has doubled. What on earth happened? An external shock, a new airport just opened up down the road, has fundamentally altered your business environment. So what's the diagnosis here? Well, it has to be a shift of the curve. Why? Because the quantity people demanded changed dramatically, even though the price stayed exactly the same. The new airport acts as what we call a powerful complementary good. It makes your product, your hotel rooms, more accessible and therefore more valuable to a whole new set of customers. This is a game changer. The entire demand curve for your hotel has physically moved to the right. This means that at every single price point, more people want to stay with you. Think about the strategic implications. Sure, at your old price, you're selling twice as many rooms, which is great, but the real insight is that you now have immense pricing power. You could likely raise your price to, say, 1.2 million and still have more guests than you did before the airport was built. A whole new strategic reality has opened up. Okay, so now we come to the most important part of this whole discussion. We've seen the tool, we've used it in 2 cases, but why does this academic distinction truly matter? It matters because getting it wrong leads to what I call managerial malpractice. Let's put it all together. In scenario A, the problem was a movement. You priced too high. The cure is tactical. Adjust your price. It's a simple fix. But now, let's flip scenario B. Imagine your occupancy drops. Your price is the same, but a competitor just opened a brand new resort with an incredible swimming pool. That is a negative shift. The demand curve for your hotel has shifted to the left because a superior substitute product now exists. And this slide right here, this is where businesses fail. If you misdiagnose that shift problem, the new swimming pool, as a movement problem, what's your instinctive fix? You lower your price, and that is a catastrophic mistake. The market is not telling you that you're too expensive. It's telling you your product is no longer good enough. By lowering your price, you're desperately treating a symptom while ignoring the disease. You're just destroying your profit margins without ever addressing the fact that you now need to renovate your own pool. So this is the process I want you to burn into your brain. This is your takeaway. Step 1, see the symptom, like a sales drop. Step 2, interrogate the cause. Did we change our price, or did something in the world change around us? Step 3, make the diagnosis. Is this a movement, or is it a shift? And only then, once you are certain of your diagnosis, do you move to step 4, prescribe the right cure. Is it a tactical price change, or a more fundamental strategic action? This is how you move from blind panic to precise, effective leadership. Let's leave it with one final thought to apply this everywhere. Your app downloads are down 30%. Before you do anything, you ask the question, did we recently change the price of the app or its in-app purchases? If the answer is yes, you start investigating a movement. If the answer is no, you have to ask, did a competitor just launch a killer new feature? Did Apple or Google change their App Store policies? Did our big marketing campaign just end? You're now investigating a shift. That first question you ask will determine your entire course of action. Make sure it's the right one.